Corruption in the public sector continues to be a challenge. In its efforts to fight corrupt activities in the public service, the Department of Public Service and Administration is set to host a 2-day Lifestyle Audit Indaba. Joining me now is the department's Yoliswa Makasi. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. Public servants were urged to declare their assets as lifestyle audits started looking around. They're saying, declare before we come to you. What is this Indaba about, and how much of the messaging are you hoping to get through to public services?
Thank you very much for the opportunity for the interview. The Indaba is taking place tomorrow and Friday at Emperor's Palace. We have invited ethics officers, the colleagues who are responsible for lifestyle audits in provinces, in provincial department and national departments for this Indaba. The Indaba is really providing an opportunity for ethics officers to share what their challenges have been. We've started implementing the lifestyle audits in the current financial year, so you take it as a review and coming back to report on what some of their challenges have been. But also linked to this, we've brought in some of our partners like the World Bank, like the UNODC, like GIZ and the Canadians, because they are supporting us with training. So the second day, we will also be training our ethics officers on risk-based approaches in terms of the verifications that they do as part of the lifestyle audit processes that they are engaging in. So it's really bringing them to talk and understand what the challenges have been on the ground, but also find ways in which we are going to be able to deal with those challenges and do the training, which is an ongoing training interventions that we do with them.
When it comes to the training that you speak of, I mean, many may argue that, of course, the enablers of corruption may be politicians, political officers, who are mostly the main culprits in corruption. Will they also be receiving some form of training in your expansion on awareness when it comes to corruption?
So I think firstly we must be emphatic to indicate that political office bearers have no decision making on areas like supply chain, and there are delegations in terms of recruitment, which are some of the areas that contribute to corruption. So for any political office bearer to be involved in corruption, there has to be definitely cooperation and collusion of officials. Because how the systems are set, political office bearers on their own will not be able to pursue. However, they may at times give instructions, but if officials implement those instructions which are unlawful, then they are expected to take responsibility for that. The training is for public servants, specifically ethics officers, who have a responsibility to coordinate the lifestyle audits and other ethics-related interventions we do in government. These ethics officers are designated, appointed in each department, and designated for the role of ethics officers. So the training is for them. It's not for everybody at this stage. However, the ethics officers have no mandate. DPSA has no mandate over investigations that go with lifestyle audits. Once we reach a stage where there is an investigation that is required, we hand over to our colleagues within the security cluster to undertake those specific investigations as part of the value chain of completing the process.
Since President Cyril Ramaphosa made mention of this in his 2018 State of the Nation address, we saw some movement around April of last year where 1.3 public servants were under scrutiny. You make mention as we begin our conversation about the challenges that, ethics officers come face to face with as they conduct their work. With this Indaba, how are you hoping to deliver the messages across to ensure that people disclose before the checking period is upon them?
We have an entire process and system in the organization that we monitor as DPSA to ensure that all departments disclose. For instance, for SMS members, we opened the process in May, and for other levels between July and September. So what happens is that we monitor each department, each employee on PESAL, and we communicate with their departments for those employees who have not disclosed. We hand over that information to the Public Service Commission, which does the analysis of the disclosures. So there is that process, we monitor it. the lifestyle audits are using that data in terms of picking up where there are red flags from some of the officials, and then they can go to the next stage of lifestyle audits. So part of the training we're having on Friday is really to further empower the ethics officers on how they can sharpen their skills in terms of verification and confirmation of the information that is being given by the officers. We work with a number of other third parties like the deeds office, where we check properties that employees may have, and the system is able to pick up even properties that an employee may not declare, and these are brought to the attention of the employee. First, the employee should be able to give reasons. Sometimes a person has sold a property and the property is still in their name, it's not yet changed. They will give those reasons and proof. Or if there's no specific reasons that are being given that are satisfactory, then the processes will unfold of investigation.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time. Speaking there to Yoliswa Makasi, Director General of the Department of Public Service and Administration, speaking about a Lifestyle Audit Indaba that is an educational drive really to inform and educate public service when it comes to issues around corruption.